Hey guys, it's Elena. So I had a question recently about my Acrylic Pour brush set. How do we create a painting out of cells rather than the usual way of adding a texture and then adding cells to the texture? So I was experimenting with this and found a good way to do this with masking, and I wanted to show you how to do that. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's just make a new canvas. And let's just make it screen size. And I want to make the background layer black. So going to my color disc, I'm just double tapping on the black. And in this layer here, I'm just going to name it color layer. So switching over to my brushes, I'm working with my Acrylic Pour brushes, and the link for this will be in the description if you're interested in these brushes. But to start out with, I'm just going to do the paint splat, just the plain paint splat here. And I want to choose some colors. So the color palette that I want to work with for this project is called Fluid Acrylic Pastels. And this comes with the Acrylic Pour brush set. There's several color palettes that come with it. And I wanted to choose this because I think that the bright light colors are going to stand out really nicely against the dark background. So with this paint splat, it's called dual color tilt, and the reason for that is because we can actually choose two colors to incorporate into this brush. So I wanted to go with this bright blue, and that you can see that's come into our primary color here. We can switch and choose our secondary color by going here. And you can actually see which one is primary and which one is secondary according to what color this dot is up here. So right now white is actually my primary color, and now blue is my primary color, so you can select that way. But anyway, let's just select this white and then go with green, and let's actually go with the super bright one here. So now we've got green as our primary color and blue as our secondary color, and this says dual color tilt. And the reason for that is that our primary color comes out when we're not tilted. But if we take this pen and then go over to the side like this, we've got the blue coming through. I'm just going to start over because I was kind of showing you how it worked. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. But I just want to have a couple of green areas and then also some blue areas, but not cover the whole thing because I want to choose some other colors as well. Let's actually just switch over to the blue and add a few more blue like that, like really strong blue. Just a couple of blue splats. Let's maybe go with this nice pink here, and then let's put in an orange as our secondary. And because we want the pink to be primary, we'll just go back to that. And the idea here is that I want to fill this whole screen with color. I'm just going to switch over to the peach. And I'm just kind of changing the tilt sometimes so that we can have some variation on color. And the color thing is not strictly necessary. You don't have to choose the two colors and tilt. You can also just choose one color and go with that. So I'm going to go to this little light peach here and add a bit of that in here. And then maybe let's go with this light pink. Add that in here as well. And that's feeling very bright. Let's maybe go with a light blue. And I kind of just want this to be very bright, so I'm going to go with that green again and just kind of add some blotches of green like that. And just to add a bit more color, we could choose one of these other ones. These have more texture in them, and because we're already going to be doing stuff to this, I didn't want to add too much texture. But we could probably go over top with one of these other ones just to add a bit of extra texture. So if we go to Fluid Pour number 1, let's maybe choose black and then lay that over top as some extra texture. So this is actually giving us a very interesting texture. I really like how this looks actually. This is not really what I had in mind for this project, so I'm going to undo this, but you can keep in mind if you don't want to do what I'm showing you after this, a different way is to go in black and try some of these different texture fluid pours on top of the colors and see how that looks. But I'm just going to undo that because I wanted to show you something very specific that you can do. So this doesn't look like much right now. It just looks like a bunch of splatted color. But what we can actually do is we go to our layers and we've got this color layer here. If we tap on that, we can tap mask. And it doesn't look like anything has happened in here, and that's fine. But what has happened in our layers is that we have this layer mask that's been added. And this is connected to the color layer now. And it's all white, as you'll see here. And white means that whatever is in this layer is going to show through. Black means that it will not. So what we actually want to do is go to our colors and select black by double tapping down here on the disc. Now we can go back to our layer mask, tap that, and tap fill layer. Now the layer mask is completely black and the color is completely covered up because, like I said, the black covers up and the white uncovers. And so what we want to do, still in this layer mask, which is dark blue. So if this color layer is selected and we want to draw and paint in the color layer, we have to select it so that it's dark blue and then the layer mask becomes light blue. That's not what we want. What we want is to select the actual layer mask, and this is where we're going to do our edits. Going back to the color wheel and double tapping by the white, let's double check over here. Yes, we have pure white. We can always check the hex code for that. And in pure white, we're going to draw some cells in here, which means that the bottom layer is going to be uncovered in the pattern of the cells. So in the Acrylic Pour brush set, we have some dynamic cell brushes here. And I'm going to go with number 4. We could use any of these really. I'm going to experiment with number 4. And double checking, I am in the layer mask. I do have white selected. I'm going to maybe make this fairly large. And then I'm going to swipe it across the screen and see what happens. So that starts to uncover what we've got below. And if we like that, we can keep it. We can also undo it and try for more pressure. And we can sort of experiment with the shape of this as well. So maybe what we want to do is kind of come around the side like this. So we've got some interesting cell patterns coming out. I kind of like how the colors are seeping into each other from there. And this is all coming through from the layer underneath. It's just coming in a cell pattern. So I'm going to uncover more cells there. And this is pressure sensitive. So the bigger cells you're seeing is because I'm pressing harder. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit here and there. I kind of like that blue over here. So I'm just gonna, and maybe we want to have a little kind of wave like this coming through so that we've got like kind of a wave there. Don't know why. I'm just looking for shapes really, because with abstract, you kind of want to have some kind of shape somewhere in here, you know? So we could leave it like this, or we could maybe try a different cell brush just to change it up. Let's maybe go to number 1 and try that. That's really big, so let's make it smaller. And we can make some smaller cells with this brush, which kind of complement the bigger ones a little bit. And maybe this is getting a bit too complicated. You could also just leave it with the bigger cells, but I kind of wanted to have something a bit more subtle coming through here in some of these expanse areas. So I'm basically just tapping in some of these big areas here. Anything I don't like, I just undo. And I know that it's a matter of discipline, like not undoing, but that's why I like digital art, because undo is there. It's not a competition for who can get it perfect on the first stroke. You know, it's all for our own enjoyment that we're doing this, and it doesn't mean that we're not skilled if we're undoing. I'm really, really enjoying how we've got the under cells and then the over cells, like the big ones and the little ones. Really liking that. And, you know, maybe it would have been good to do 2 different masks for this. That's a possibility, but I think this is fine for now. So with the cell brushes, you just want to be careful you're not completely overdoing it, because if they're overlapping too much, they're not going to look super realistic. Like this is not looking super realistic because there's too much overlap. So I'm just trying to be a bit sparing with it. And I think because they're all coming from the same colors, then it's actually looking pretty cohesive. Let's go a bit more here. I'm actually really liking how this looks. And these are just really light touches. If you're trying to use this brush and it's coming out more, like there's more coming out of it, then just try to vary your pressure and keep the pressure down. So this is pretty much the gist of what I wanted to show you. This is a way that you can use to get cells to appear, like instead of adding cells to something that you've painted, you can actually erase it in the pattern of cells across the entire canvas in this way. And just to reinforce, what we did was we colored the layer full of color like that. We added a layer mask, we filled it with black, and then we painted with the dynamic cell brushes in white on the layer mask layer. So you can see when I turn that off, we just get our color again. And when I turn it back on, it's uncovering the color in the pattern that we used white, which was the cell pattern. And you can do this with anything. It doesn't have to be acrylic pour. So this is pretty much the gist of what I wanted to show you, but just to kind of explore a couple of other ways that we could change this. We could duplicate this, and if we duplicate one of these, it will duplicate both. So if we just go swipe left, duplicate, we actually have 2 copies of the same, and it gets a bit stronger when we do that. We can leave it like that if we want a stronger looking cell pattern. We can also hit that N on the color layer, and we can just experiment with some different blend modes. Ooh, that's really interesting. Color burn, it actually gives us some very deep colors. So that's an interesting thing that we can do here. We can just kind of experiment with the different blend modes here, and you can get some really interesting patterns. Like add is kind of interesting as well. It kind of looks like the whole thing got photocopied. But anyway, this is just something we can experiment with. If we put that back to normal, another option is that on the bottom layer here, so we have 2 copies of the same thing, we can just delete the layer mask like that. Then we've got the color here. But what we can do is, again, on this N, we can actually just bring that down so that this is showing through, but actually the color is still somewhat there in the background. And that just kind of gives a bit of a background to this, makes it a little bit less pronounced. Anyway, I'll just delete that and leave this as it is for now, and I'll show you one more thing that we can do. We've got the color layer and the layer mask, but if we hit the plus and make a new layer above that, we can then go to the basic paint starter, or really any brush whatsoever that you have or that is in the Procreate library. Basically just anything, because we're going to absolutely destroy it afterwards. But let's just choose our green and our blue. So let's start with blue. Keep that fairly smallish, and then I'm just going to trace, and it's not going to look like much, but I'm just going to trace or scribble along some of these areas here where there's not any cells, and I'm going to do that in a couple places. So maybe here as well, and I'll just go through there, maybe here as well. And let's get our green. Let's maybe go with the darker green, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. I'm gonna smear it around with Liquefy. I just wanted to add a couple of colors in. It really doesn't matter what you're doing because you're going to just go in and destroy it after. But let's go with a bit of an orange as well. Not everywhere, but just some of this. Adding that in. And so now, if we want to make this look like acrylic pour, we can go into the adjustments menu that looks like a magic wand and go Liquefy. And before we do any pushing or anything else, we can pinch this so that it's a bit more smaller, like paint that's been running together. You can experiment with the size and the pressure and maybe a little bit of distortion and a little bit of momentum. So you can experiment with these, but basically what I wanted to show you is kind of going in this sort of motion along the line. We can pinch it together like that, and just make it a bit more like of a smaller line. So it just kind of zips it up like that. And now that that is done, I'm just going to then switch to push. And again, I think I would like to see a bit more distortion. So I'm just playing around with the settings, but what we can do with push is we can kind of move it and position this in such a way that it's looking like it's kind of going around the cells. And we can always switch back to pinch if it feels like some of it needs to be smaller, or like we don't want to cover up something important. So we can switch between the two. I'm back in push, but I want to pinch that a bit more. And I'll push it down like this, just kind of covering this area. And I'm going to pinch this and this. And I think I just should have maybe used more pinch to begin with here. So I'm using a bit more as we're going along. And I'm going to go back to push and push everything just so that it kind of relates to what's below, like that, so we don't have the cells covered up. I'm just going to go back up over here, pinch that a bit more, push it over, and same here. I'm going to pinch that a bit more, and then we're going to push it a bit. So I'm just alternating a bit between pinch and push, and I don't think this looks super realistic. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this actually quite a bit smaller, and I'm just going to rough it up quite a bit like that. So the smaller the push is, then the smaller area it's actually pushing around. So this is actually starting to look a little bit more like acrylic pour when we get down to these smaller sizes here. I'm just kind of like running along the edge to roughen it up a little bit. And we can do pinch one more time. This could actually be a bit tighter. So when we're finished with that, we can just turn it off here. And that's just kind of a way to add some veins going through here. And that just kind of makes it all a little bit more cohesive looking. And you can also change the blend mode on this. I think that difference, that's actually very interesting, because that's making the cells are still showing through like that. I'm actually really loving that, even though it's changing the colors just a little bit. I think that's really interesting. And I could imagine doing a little bit more of this actually. Okay, so it's the next day now, and I did actually take this a bit further, but I did not manage to record it. But what I did was I added a new layer on top of everything, and I have the blend mode as difference. In the acrylic pour brush set, at the top, there's these fluid pour 1 through 8. And I experimented with these, and I think it was 1, 3, and 4 that I used, and I just used them in various colors in this layer. So you can see it really makes the colors pop, and it really makes the cells pop. So I would definitely encourage you to play around with this technique. It's really the blend mode doing the work here. I've set it to difference. If we go back to normal, then it doesn't look like much. And this is the layer that I made with these extra color bits in it. So all you have to do is just do that in a difference layer, and then the cells will just pop right up. And I'm certainly not done with this technique myself. I would like to do some more tutorials and some more artwork along these lines in the future as well. So that's it. I just wanted to show you this technique because I thought it was a good way to make an acrylic pour painting digitally out of cells in a way that feels and looks realistic. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, if you're interested in the acrylic pour brushes, the link for that is in the description. And you can always feel free to ask me questions, and sometimes it might even result in a whole new tutorial. So I always appreciate questions, and there's no wrong questions. Please do continue to ask, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.